hope I'm never sitting courtside. Shit happened so quick it felt like there was no time. Body was programmed just to always be on go time. I think the clouds are on free. This ain't shit that all the homies can be. Running from the lies, slip and get up. Thinking about the bullshit, leading right up. Mama told me one day you run out of luck. Now I'm looking up, quick tail catching up. Born into that trench mind, niggas had no straight mind. Only thing we know is break a bitch and push that bread line. Head be filled with crazy shit like shorty, had my head tied like bitch. You know you ain't coming to me about no bedtime. Ain't no keep it real, I really feel like the pressure is really on me. I know pressure is a bitch, but I don't let feelings control me. I know I've been getting cold and my niggas was flaking on me. So I had to burst some bridges at some parties. But don't blame me for it, don't blame me for it. I'm too G for it. Just watch me going, no brakes. Just keep top speed flowing. Bless me, test me, line me up, I know that I'm the next thing. Praying till don't catch me and arrest me. Hope that every night I make it in my best sleep. I hope I'm never sitting courtside. Shit happened so quick it felt like there was no time. Body was programmed just to always be on go time. I think the clouds are on free. This ain't shit that all the homies can be. I hope I'm never sitting courtside. Shit happened so quick it felt like there was no time. Body was programmed just to always be on go time. I think the clouds are on free. This ain't shit that all the homies can be. Running from the lies, slip and get up. Even about the bullshit, leading right up. Mama told me one day you run out of luck. Now I'm looking up, control catching up. Alright, I ain't resist, but don't take my chain. No, you can't search my shit. Know how it goes. These just praying that shit. Give me my chance before my grave is dig. Bless me, test me, line me up, I know that I'm the next thing. Praying till don't catch me and arrest me. Hope that every night I make it in my best sleep. I hope I'm never sitting courtside. Shit happened so quick it felt like there was no time. Body was programmed just to always be on go time. I think the clouds are on free. This ain't shit that all the homies can be. Running from the lies, slip and get up. Thinking about the bullshit, leading right up. Mama told me one day you run out of luck. Now I'm looking up, quick tail catching up.
Enough of that. Hey, y'all. My voice is getting better and better by the day. And I'm so happy it's coming back. It's really, why y'all hating? I was doing my Trump dance. That's what they said. This is the Trump dance. The Donald Trump dance. Okay, I got it down packed now. And I got my red shirt on to make America great again. Look, I'm not doing it. I'm just Indian today. I'm being a real Indian today. Woo, woo, woo. So we have some interesting topics to cover. We have some videos that I want us to watch. Um, and we, you know, we there's a lot that I have to say. And I'm gonna open the panel, and I hope Straight Smoke and Copper and whoever comes up and dialogue with me today. But before I even get started, okay, um, we need um we need to keep reiterating this because see, we were under for a lot of years. Let me shout everybody out. I got some nerve. Hey, Lady Moon, Detectives, Enots, St. Louis. Hey, hey, D. Allen Warren. Hey, Nanya. Oh, oh man, we got a lot of folks up in here today. Man, and everybody watching, senators, representatives, my state, your state, congressmen, Trump administration, all the Democrats, Goddess, hey lady, Goddess, pat your mama, Atlantean, hey, um, my Lisa, hey baby, uh, Tahanga, you know what? Don't get me to start pronouncing these names. I'm trying, okay? Tahanga. Straight Smoke. There's my boy. Hey, Champion First, Purple Lover, Christopher. Yeah, you be ducking and hiding and bobbing and weaving. Hey, man, T Cortez. Oh, Lady Moon, Original Intellect. Everybody that's up in here. Don't be shy. You know, one of the things I want to say, my channel is open to all. There's no racial discrimination going on over here. Like I said, I'm moving my channel in a far another direction. Okay. And I like to present myself in a comfortable manner. I'm not going to put on my business suit that I normally wear because I want the audience to feel comfortable with me. I don't want them to think that I'm not approachable. So I tend to dress comfortably like my community that I come from. So this gives everybody a warm welcome to come on my panel. So some days, if I'm at a business meeting, I will have on my business attire, but I'm in my comfort zone. I'm off the plantation. Got off about a half hour ago. Got a lot going on. So, first thing first, let's talk about this overlay for a minute because people got to understand that, okay, on this soil, it was just literally what we call, I'm going to use modern day language, black people, black Europeans, white Europeans, and us Indians. They were aboriginals when they got here, copper colored races. That's what the 1928 dictionary literally says. And I don't think that guy's going to lie. American, okay? A native of America originally applied to the aboriginals or copper colored races found here by the Europeans. But now they're applying it to descendants of Europeans because they had babies with these copper colored, aka aboriginals, that was here and took the bloodline and whatever. But we interestingly, as a people, disappeared. Okay, when they got here, as the 1928 Webster Diction 1828. I'm sorry, Webster Dictionary clearly states, and there are tribes literally federally recognized by the United States government. Now, outside of the United States government lived us Indians. We as a people didn't get on the census until the very late 1800s. But the problem with that is because we didn't go on the reservations where we would literally be identified as Indians, and white Europeans took over the leadership of the 5 civilized tribes that the United States recognized. Okay. Not to mention the fact that our ancestors that were in those tribes on those reservations and our ancestors that did not go to Oklahoma, they said, no, we're going to stay here in our own homes that we've been on for thousands of years. Okay. So what happened was we went from being these copper colored races, these aboriginals who the Europeans described us as when they came here. The definition speaks for itself. All right. But the funny and interesting thing is we were no longer considered who we originally were. And we're the only race of people on the planet called Earth with 8 different descriptions of us, 8 different ones within the boundaries of the mainland United States. Okay? This is prior to colonization. When they got here, they saw us as copper colored races or aboriginals. Then you jump in, everything is set up. The 50 states are set up. Our people, our ancestors became these coloreds. And on the newspaper, in the House, Senate, representatives, we became these coloreds. All right. So our original identity left us. I guess Indian's a derogatory name, but we were no longer who we identified as. We could have been Cherokees. We could have been Chickasaws. We could have been Creeks. Some of us were so many different Indians across what is now these 50 states, before they were even the 50 states. But we joined in and allowed the expansion of the 50 states, and then we became coloreds. Coloreds. Then mulattoes. Then when Martin Luther King and them chopped up, early 1900s, we became these Negroes. Okay? Then Soul Train came on. Then we became these Afro-American. That is not the same thing as an African. I'm telling you, Dane told you, Holiday told you, Bap told you, all the content creators. Afro-American is exactly what you see. Don Cornelius with a damn afro. Then we became these Afro-Americans. Then James Brown from Georgia, okay, a known Creek, okay, he comes out, say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud. Then we became these blacks. And then Popeye Jesse Jackson comes out in 1988 and says, we're okay, we're going to be African Americans. No, the hell, That's where the line is drawn. Jesse, messy Jesse. Jesse ain't got nobody's damn genealogy, okay? And because of lookership, because we favor Africans, but we're not. Even they know we're not them. A lot of us look like Nigerians. A lot of us look like the different kind of Africans over in the African tribes. But that's not us. And what we're saying to Jesse and these educators who do have African ancestry, by the way, who are not from this soil, that are becoming senators and representatives because they became citizens. You're not going to loop us in a group with you. We're still going to be distinct. And the only way I'm telling my inner city folks is to fix it, because you know damn well you ain't African. Back in the 70s, if you call one of us in our hoods, even in the North and the South, if you called one of us an African, or, and this is not no hate or disrespect towards Africans, if you called Someone like myself, my mom, being born in the 1940s, my grandmother in the 30s, if you called us an African or a black, you would get beat up. Those were bad words to call us an African or a black. Not that we hate Africans, because I don't. In fact, the Africans that I've dealt with are very nice and friendly, and they understand what we say when we're from this soil and didn't come here. The story is bogus, okay? It's bogus, seriously. And that comes from the result of democratic leadership. Facts. Democratic leadership erased your memory. And I'm talking about our people. Because, see, the problem with our people is, and I'm speaking distinctly of mainland North America, within the boundaries of the United States, our people that are Democrats did this. It was a plan, it was a goal, and they followed the Christian Bible. And one of the major things they did was said, and y'all can look this verse up in the Bible. They were going to wash away tears, and there'll be no remembrance of the past. So you don't know you an Indian. You think you came from Africa on a slave ship, okay? And here's the story that I hate so much. I've never hated it so much in all my life. Blaming the story on white Europeans, our history. Blaming white Europeans, saying and teaching this lie that white Europeans snatched our ancestors out of Africa, put them in chains on slave ships, and brought them here where these 50 states stand. That is the biggest lie in history ever told. Our history is the biggest lie ever told in the United States of America, blaming a story on white men. It's a lie. There's so many thousands and millions of white men in America that will tell you, wait a minute, my ancestors did not come here until the 1900s or the late 1800s. And I'm talking 1860 and 70. The majority of them who are walking around, whose descendants are walking around, will argue your butt down and tell you, excuse me, when my ancestors came here in 1860, 70, 1870, slavery was over, and we didn't come with slaves. We were poor, and we left our countries to come to find a better life. And there were no black guys that looked like you tagging along with my damn family. And that's a fact. So we're going to put the story that has been made up to its grave. When you have people in our community today, because the bloodline don't change. The same blood that's here today is the same bloodline from the beginning of time here on the mainland. What you see happening right now, today, in our communities before your eyes, and not only in the inner cities, in the South, in the rural areas, and in the North, my people killing and hanging each other. Now, there were instances where there were hangings by white men for lies of white women blaming black men for raping them, which is a lie. Yeah. So, yeah, those. But nothing outnumbers the amount of crime that we do to ourselves in our own communities. So what you're seeing today is no different from yesterday, from the rural hoods, from the rural areas to the hoods. We're still exercising the killings, the murders, everything you could think of. So this is a lot of reason why our people got in conquest and burned and pushed us out our lands in the South for bad tax dollars, everything. We were literally senators and representatives making laws, federal laws and state laws. Yes. That's why a lot of our families left and pushed out of the South, because we was killing each other down there too. When we were on our farmlands, we were killing each other on our farmlands and burying us right on our farmlands, burying us. That's what we were doing. But nobody wants to talk the truth about that. We're still doing the same thing today. So I'm telling you, I will come for your throat every time you blame our unfortunate history within the boundaries of the 50 states on pure white men. Because it's a damn shame. Ask yourself common sense questions right now. How is over 1 in 200 people that look like me going to be on a 200-acre farm, and you got a white guy with, at that time, there wasn't no Mac 9s and guns. No. A white guy with 200 people that look like me, and I'm a warrior woman, and I can fight. I can fight just like Clarissa Shields, my daddy taught me. I can fight just like Layla Ali, because my daddy taught me how to fight. And most of the women from the hood can fight. Okay? Most sisters from the hood that look like me can fight. That's what we were taught, because we lived and always have lived in a society where we had to defend ourselves. When our daddies, ancestors, okay, were drafted to go fight in the wars for the United States, it was us home to take care of our families, and we could fight. Nobody dare touch Big Mama in our community. So if we could fight, our men was just as ruthless with their hands. Our men's hands have always been deemed dangerous. And that's a fact. Always. So you're going to wake up with common sense right now about the white guy that you continuously keep blaming, that beat us with whips and all. That was your granddaddies doing them ass whoopings on the farms where we were slaves to our own families. That is a fact. Now let's look at this fake damn story that you people keep teaching our people in these museums. That being said, I could fight. My man could fight. I know grandma and granddaddy could fight. And ain't no white guy with his wife gonna live on a farm and control 200 goddamn niggas with no one-shot shotgun that only shoots out one damn bullet on his plantation. Does that make sense? Doesn't make any sense. Because now we're listening to the real stuff. And you better watch out for the millennials, which is the generation after me, the generation after Gen X, with the common sense thing. You're going to have to watch the millennials, because they come after me. And Gen X is even worse. They're putting the pieces together about our history. So you boomers, I love y'all. My mom's a boomer. Take a seat. Because I'm not old yet. I'm Gen X. And we're shaping and forming millennials, and Gen X. That would be my daughter and grandchildren's generations. Gen Z, Gen Z, millennials and Gen Zs are wise. They're even looking at this. Don't make no sense. This white man got one shot shotgun. Okay, this is his gun, and it only shoots one bullet. You got 200 damn, as you named us. Let's get it. Where you at? Where you at? All these people on your plantation, okay? A white guy's plantation, all right? All of them. And the white guy got one bullet. What the hell you gonna do when you shoot that one person? What the hell you think the rest of these Indians is gonna do? So this is why I say you have to see the truth for the story, bullshit story that they're telling you. Not everybody that has brown skin like me came on a damn slave ship from Africa, escorted by white men. Leave the white man alone. It's up to us to correct our history. They lied to us in the schools. The teachers even knew this, but they were scared because they're threatened. When they're talking about the cowboys and the Indians in school, they're talking about you. Just like what the guy said. You're busy cheering for them to kill Gary Cooper, who happened to be an Indian. But you don't realize that the Indian is you. And that's a fact. So what we're doing is unindoctrinating you in hopes to get you to transition your mindset to want to take care of your landmass. Facts. Africa, this is the best country in the world for it to have a dream. Now, I'm not saying other countries aren't beautiful because I've looked and I've seen. But this country here, everybody in the world comes here for resource and to live the American dream. I'm a proud American. I'm a proud American Indian. There is no other country in the world that I would ever leave and go to. I love my own country. Now, are there countries I want to visit because they're so beautiful? Yes, I do want to visit China. I think China is absolutely beautiful. And from the stories that I'm hearing, they treat the people great. But I've always been here. And to this date, since Europeans land on this soil, I've never left my country because we weren't really people that really want to leave our country and go nowhere else. We was too busy taking care of business, something that we're not doing right now. Right now, we're killing each other like crazy. In our hoods, in our rural areas, we're acting the same way as our ancestors did back then. The bloodline never stopped. What happened to the Indians here? They were reclassified. And I just showed you all of the different racial classifications, Democrats and their behaviors. Martin Luther King, Don Cornelius, none of these people ain't got no history or story of coming from no goddamn Africa. And if they did state it, they lied because they get paid by the Democrats. When shit get ugly, then they come back and tell the truth. So this is what I mean when I say bad Democratic leadership. I am who I originally were. And if you're standing on who you originally were, then you need to get it popping and stand on it. I don't want to be the person to destroy my country. I want to continue to build it up. And a lot of people in YouTube, I get it. They have a problem with the United States. They don't want to be a part of it. Fine, so be it. Kabish. But over here, I'm dealing with people that want to acknowledge, understand who they are, and pick up from where our ancestors left off with shaping, forming, and being a positive part of this current system that we've been living in. I don't have a problem with the way the United States system works. There's been a lot of opportunity opened up, and there's just a lot of our people that reject the opportunities, but we can't force them. I move along and don't bother with them. I'm interested in those that want to rebuild. I don't have a problem with this government. I like the idea, like I said, of going to pre-K, going to elementary school, going to middle school, going to high school, and going to college and universities. I like that, to take up trades. And if you don't want to go to college and universities, you can take up a trade to be a positive person in this community. We have people that have these trades and their kids are not interested in them. I can't begin to tell you how many, okay, I'm going to use modern day words, Indians, but I like to say Indian businesses where Granny got tired back in the 80s and wanted to leave the restaurant to her kids so that they could continue running the family business. So it's called soul food. And she couldn't even leave it to her kids because her kids got on drugs and they weren't capable, became non-capable of running Big Mama's good soul food business. Yeah, they became drug addicts. I watched this. I remember being a little girl and going to a soul food restaurant and getting some of Big Mama's food, whatever she cooked, to buy. And seeing her kids, because I grew up with her kids. And those same kids became crackheads, meth heads, everything you could think of, dope, everything, heroin addicts, and could not, Big Mama got tired. It was ready for her to retire. She had 10 kids. Not one of them was in their right state of mind to continue the successful family fish market business. So what did she do? End up doing? She was ready to go back south because she was tired. She was in her early 70s. She was tired, ready to go back south. Couldn't leave it with the kids. Guess what happened? She ended up having to sell her fish market to Arabs, people from India. That's who's been buying Big Mama's businesses in our community. I'm sorry, I don't take excuses very well. I don't. With my people, I don't take excuses. You either want to do something or you just simply don't. That's it with me. I'm done. So I like the opportunity of being educated um in school, high school, mid school, grammar school, taking on university to become successful, getting degrees, associates, bachelors, masters, doctors. I love that. And then you become a real successful person who you could teach to your community the right things. But our problems, we've been suffering with bad democratic leaderships, willing to lie to us about our history. But see, you forget people become educated right behind you and we're correcting your shit. You're not going to blame our history on white people. You're not going to do it because I'm not going to let you. We're going to correct it. And we're doing that now. Those that want to correct it will correct it in my community. Those that don't, oh well, I'm not putting nothing to anybody's throat to make them believe the truth about who was here on this American soil. I'm talking mainland. I'm not talking about Central and South America. Okay? I'm not. Talking mainland within the boundaries of the United States. So that's one big thing that I'm going to correct. And I'm barking on people's asses about getting off the white man's ass about your history. That shit is annoying to me. Annoying as hell. We are responsible for our current conditions and the situations that we're in. You don't have family support and great parent upbringing, that child suffers a great deal. Now, there's thousands of kids who've had great upbringing, but they still chose to go in the negative direction. Hey, ain't nothing I can do about that. The only person that could fix your current issues are you. I'm a resource to tell you how to fix your criminal background, because that's what I went to school for. Okay? I'm not an attorney, but I do have a degree in legal studies. Okay? I can point you to the right resources, but it's up to your ass to get things fixed. I can point you in the right direction, but that's as far as I'm going. I'm not going to hold your hand, your grown ass hand, and then go do the work for you. No, they have people there to help you. So it's up to you to make those moves. You want to be out the system and live off the land? Go ahead. Go ahead. But you ain't dragging me in that shit, because I ain't going. I'm straight. You either want my help or you don't. Bottom line, you either want Wyan Nation help when it comes to directions and sources, or you don't. I'm not going to lose no sleep over it. I'm not. I see you. I tell you your great potential. It's up to you to believe it. Not for me to punch it in your throat. I'm not going to do that. There's a lot of people that I see and tell them how great they are and how talented they are, and they don't want to make no moves. Ain't nothing I could do about it. But what you need to stop doing, I'm going to still keep doing lives telling you stop blaming the white guy for your shortcomings. That shit played out. I got some slides I want to go over today. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey. Now, remember, chat moderators, I don't mind people in the chat disagreeing with me. That's cool. They could disagree with me and respectfully disagree with me. I don't have a problem with that. People have a right to disagree with me. So I'm going to ask my moderators not to block them, because I want them to freely speak. Now, if they're calling me out my name, like bitch, hoe, those things that we do in our community to each other, then you could block them, because I don't like that. It's okay to disagree with me. It truly is. Because I this is why I opened the panel, to have those conversations at the end. So let's get it, y'all. So we already seen this. Doo-doo. We've already seen this. Okay. We've had so many racial identities that we're the only ones on the planet that this was done to and that have experienced that. But guess what? There's other people who have been racially classified right along with our asses here in America. What you so forget. Because it was, if you're going by lookership, just blacks and whites here. Facts. There wasn't no Asians here when, or Native Americans, as you call them, they came from out of South America and all these other places from Asian descent. And they tell you that they're of Asian descent. Native Americans. We're American Indians, Aborigines. Okay? Of this soil. Now, there are, and I think we forget, and we need to look at things to see shit for what it is. We weren't the only ones here in the United States that were reclassified on census sheets, birth certificates, death certificates. Hello, white people were too. White Europeans were reclassified too. Because if you're English, Dutch, French, Jewish, Russian, German, Italian, Spanish, Irish, they made you white on the census sheet. Yo, this is what I'm saying. We can't keep telling half damn truths. You got to put the truth out there. White people literally were reclassified from who they are. You come over here, you're German or Russian or English or Spanish. On government records, you are now white. Give me a 1 if this is true. Give me a 2 if this is false. You have now seen that white people were reclassified just like us Indians. When they came here, they were English, they were Dutch, they were French, they were Jewish, they were Russian, German, Italian, Spanish, Irish, and more. I only list the ones that are at the top of my head. But on the census sheet, marriage certificates, their race is white. White. I'm just keeping it above. So, we Indians was reclassified just like the white folk. Facts. And our ancestors, state representatives, sat on in Congress and local state governments and allowed that to happen to us. Y'all forget about what was going on when our ancestors, well, okay, they was Indians before they got in Congress back in the 17 and 1800s. Okay, when they got in those positions, they became these blacks and African Americans. Meanwhile, no proof of coming off a damn slave ship. And you're not going to find it because it's no such thing as our ancestors coming off slave ships. Because number one, why would the United States have records of us coming off slave ships from Africa? Number one, we weren't part of their system that they set up. We weren't part of their colonial colonies. That's for starters. So why would they need to track us Indians? Okay? They was doing their own business and we was doing our own on our farmlands. There would be no need for them to be tracking Indians. Meanwhile, taking care of their own business and their own immigration coming in to their colonies. Ellis Island. So this is why I say leave white people alone, because a lot of them will tell you, my family came here in 1900. How the fuck am I part of being a slave master? Because they're telling you the truth. Believe them when they tell you, because they can trace their records back to Ireland, England, Germany. Okay? We Negroes, we can't trace our ancestors back to Africa. So you have these HBCU Jamaican boys on Sinetta's channel. Okay? Take a blood test. Boy, bye. Boy, bye. When the damn makers of those DNA tests come out and tell you, we can't tell you where you came from in Africa and all this stuff, you better believe them, especially when they made it, because there will be lawsuits. That's why we say Pan-African is definitely dead. Now, today, yes, there's Africans here now. Yes. But even they don't call themselves African Americans. Africans that are here now, they don't call themselves no damn African Americans. They don't. They will tell you, I'm Nigerian. One thing about Africans, they tell you exactly who the hell they are down to their tribe. I'm Nigerian. I'm Zimbabwe. I'm this. They're not gonna say, "Oh, hi, I'm African American." Nah, you ain't getting that from no real African from the African continent. Just a bunch of goofy people from this soil that look like me. Some of them came in from the islands and the British islands with this shit, trying to promote it because they went to the colleges here. Y'all better back up. You don't want Sister Bethy on your throat. Kill it. Don't do it. Don't do it, boo boo. Don't do it, Miss Seeley. So, that being said, I want to get into the slides, but I'm going to take my little water break. Okay. And you guys hang in there. I got some slides I want to go over because, wait a minute. We got to tell the truth. This is why I said when you got to research and look up the truth. And it should make you feel good what I share with you when I come back from my break. Be right back, loved ones. All right, my loves, let's get into these slides because this should make you feel good about our people because there's been such this huge lie that the people that look like me, Indians here in the soil, okay, is taken up all the federal, state aid, welfare benefits. It's us. So now let's look at the truth from the research, okay, from the federal government. Let's get it. We already been through this. We already been this. Section 8 housing by race in the United States of America. Okay, you've been told it's all a bunch of nagas. And my colleagues that's listening, I'm engaging in my behavior on the panel is like this because this is how I engage with my community. And I'm in my comfort zone of speaking with the people I love in my community. So this helps you in your studies and your understanding as to why we react the way I got to take this down. Why someone like myself reacts and communicate with my community that I grew up with. If I act like I act at work in my professional manner, I won't be greatly accepted by my community. They would feel that I'm unapproachable and, I'm an agent and all these bad things. And what I don't want is to lose my soul. When I say my soul, that means being able to openly communicate with my people, okay, no matter who I'm around. I don't like what happens in corporate management when I'm predominantly around white Europeans. I don't ever want my people in my community to feel like they can't come up to me and talk to me, because you have boomers, okay, who look like she knows that person. Ooh, let's check her background, see if she's involved in selling drugs. I'm not ever going to make my people feel uncomfortable to approach me when I'm with corporate management. So I'm engaging with my community in a manner in which we understand each other. So this is a learning curve for all my colleagues watching. Okay. I have to turn on 2 lives all my life, because all my life ever I always worked in corporate management, predominantly white people working in the business office. And I have to live 2 different ways, and when I'm in corporate world and when I go home. So right now I'm home. So you're seeing a side of me where I'm engaging with my people that I love. And I want you to take notes. Okay. Do not confuse my YouTube channel with my behavior at work or in any professional atmosphere. Okay. This is me home. You have no authority and control over the way I interact with my people. And not only are just my people in here, there's whites, Latinos, there's every race you could think of that comes to my live stream and learn. Okay. So, power to the people. Let's get it with the slides, you guys. Section 8 housing by race in the United States of America. Okay. And you can look this up. About half of project based Section 8 residents in the United States are white. About a third are Black, and 13% are Hispanic. The distribution is similar to the racial composition of extremely low income renters, ELI. Breakdown by race with Section 8 housing. Whites. Now we whites was reclassified, all the different types of white Europeans. 49% of project-based Section 8 residents are white. Yo. Make this up. That's like half of 100. There it is. About 33% of project-based Section 8 residents are Black. 33%. That's a lot lower. That's almost 20% lower. I told y'all I'm coming with the smoke, and I want the smoke. I don't make this up. Hispanics, about 13% of project-based Section 8 residents are Hispanic. That's very low. Very low. Now we're talking population. There's millions of people here. If there's millions of people within the boundaries of the 50 states, 49% is half. I don't care what nobody say. So, this tells me I'm using modern day words. Black. The Indians here. Their asses is working. They're working. Because they got Might not be rich, wealthy jobs, but according to that chart and that study from the federal government, there's a whole lot of people that look like me that's working jobs. So, see, just like we're fed false information, so are white people. They're fed a lot of false information. They're doing it to all of us. There's white people who think when they see us, the first thing they think, oh, you're on welfare benefits. That's ignorance because somebody told them that. But when you go look up the federal government's facts, there you find the truth. We are Indians. I'm using modern day language because blacks, whites, and Hispanics were reclassified on sheets. So when I'm saying black, I'm talking about us Indians because I showed you all the different racial classifications. So let's go. Let's keep going, y'all. I don't want to, get off track. Other housing statistics. 66% of households that live in subsidized housing are headed by people belonging to minority groups. The majority of extremely low income renters are severely housing cost burden, regardless of race. White renters are more likely than non-Hispanic, Black, Hispanic, and the AIAN renters to have household incomes greater than 80% of AMI. In the United States, the majority of people receiving government assistance are non-Hispanic white people. The next largest group are Hispanic people, and non-Hispanic Black people. Yo, you can't make this up. I'm just going to let this sit here so you can read it. Check it out. All right. So I think we get the picture here. Let's keep it moving. And you can look this up. Non-Hispanic white people in 2019, 43% of welfare recipients were non-Hispanic white people. That's only 6 years ago. I think. I can't count. In 2020, 44.6% of adult SNAP recipients and 31.5% of child recipients were non-Hispanic white people. Hispanic people. In 2019, 26% of welfare recipients were Hispanic people. In 2020, 21.9% of adult SNAP recipients and 35.8% of child recipients were Hispanic people. Get off the Negroes' backs. Let's go, y'all. Non-Hispanic black people. In 2019, boy, did that number drop. 23% of welfare recipients were non-Hispanic black people. In 2021, 4.6 million children and families receiving public assistance were black. Now you see them trying to fix things, y'all, to its right perspective, were black or African American. Now you got black or African American. How about that, y'all? You have black or African American. American Indians and Alaska Natives have the highest rates of participation in all programs except housing assistance. Now, Asian and Pacific Islanders have somewhat higher rates of participation in most programs, especially Medicare. All right, y'all. Now, hold up. Hold on, Spooky Dookie. Spooky Dookie. Now, if all the people that were named, all our people that were labeled black or black, because ain't no African American on no birth certificates in the United States. Now, if black people, we're gonna say, because we ain't no African American, the Indians that didn't go to Oklahoma, if they were to correct their race identity, American Indians percentage would be that of what they have for us black people today, that 23%. You notice there's no percentage for American Indians. Do you notice that there is no percentage for American Indians? Why? Why? Look at this. Why is there not a percentage for American Indians? They disappear. Should be a percentage there. Well, when the black people racially classify themselves, when they go in and apply for them damn benefits, it will increase. When they correct them now, they're going to say American Indians have the least amount, 23% of Medicare benefits in Section 8. It's going to change. It will be a percentage. And then all of a sudden, what's going to happen is black is going to disappear off the damn census sheet, and it's only going to be African American, American Indians, whites. Y'all, let's get it. I'm coming with the smoke. Just like we disappeared and was put black on the census sheet, black is going to disappear when we increase the Indian population. See, Pookie, Ray Ray, Shakrisha, Lakatisha, Quakatisha, you can run, but you can't hide. Peekaboo. You've been under a spell under bad black Democratic leadership. Kick them to the curb. Oh, Messy Jesse led you to the slaughterhouse with African American. Oh, Suki, you gotta fix it, baby. Then there'll be a percentage for Indians. Let's keep it going, y'all. Boogaboo. Race and welfare participation is discontinued. Using research from the Urban Institute, gathering data from 59 million people, and you can look this up. The graph below presents the largest percentage of welfare recipients in 2019. The majority of the recipients were white, 43%, followed by Hispanic, 26%, and Black, 23%. And guess what? When you go to Indians, it's gonna be 23%. It's no percentage there for a reason, but you don't see it. Y'all better set them dashikis running around in YouTube, jumping on the panel, smoke, bruh. You gotta set them dashikis on fire. California, the state with the most welfare recipients. California is the state with the most welfare recipients in the United States, with 1,911,000 SNAP households, 237,614 TANF recipients. That's cash benefits. And a Medicaid enrollment of 13,812,733. Its large population, diverse economy, and high cost of living contribute to the high number of welfare recipients. I got tribal members that live in California, and the girl, I told them that if I had to live in California, I'm getting me a damn teepee. I will be a teepee Indian. Ain't no way in the hell. Their one bedrooms be like, no, their efficiency be like $3,000 a month. Get the hell out of here. They got RNs and doctors living in, what do you call those, RVs? Because it's too high. In the United States. Now, we're going to talk about the class ranges so you could pinpoint, kind of where you fall as far as class goes. In the United States, middle class is generally defined as household with incomes that are 2/3 to double the national median household income. This definition adjusts for household size. Income range. The exact income range for middle class varies by household size and location. For example, in 2022, the middle income range for a household of 3 was about 56.6 to 169.8. In 2024, the middle class income range across the U.S. average between 52,000 and 98,500. Facts. So you could see whether you're lower class or middle class just based on those figures. If you're above 98, you're upper class. If you're below 52, you're lower class. That's all. You can figure it out. Now, and these are other factors. Being middle class can also be determined by other factors such as education level, occupation, economic security, home ownership, social and political values, self-identification, and cultural aspirations and tastes. And I'm flying through these. Now, historical trends they have from 1971 to 2021, the percentage of Americans in the middle class declined from 61% to 50%. This was due in part to a smaller percentage of households moving into the lower class, while more moved into the upper class. Yo, we got 2,000 damn people in here. I know my colleagues, I know they're watching because I stream to y'all. I know it. So now we'll move in and we'll talk about the wig party. Because there it is. I don't give a damn. This is the wig party of the hood. However, may Sheila Jackson Lee, may she rest in peace. But I'm sorry, the wig party that, I'm sorry, sorry. All right, let me close my window because Julio is yelling, whoever he is in the community. Hang on, y'all. I ain't checking shit. I'm going to the federal government. If it's wrong data, bring it up. Do a live and show the right data. All right? Do it your damn self. Because lies is lies is lies. Because I don't give a damn. None of it's true. Don't get mad. Hit dogs holler. So that's the end of that. So I want to get into some videos, okay, where Democratic leadership has been horrible for our people. And the sad part is they're watching my live. They're watching Dane's lives. They are. They're all watching it. You hear them speak about it in their congressional meetings. You hear them speak about it, what we're talking about in our local state legislative bodies and the local municipalities, town council. They're all watching. I don't care what anybody say about Sister Betty buying that. No, I don't have to do that. I've been politically active all my life. I don't have to buy views. You don't like it? Oh, well. Stop being concerned about my channel and unsubscribe. I get new subscribers every day. Every day. And the more I leave you alone, the more I see I excel. This is what you need to know. So whatever you have to say about me, even when you're saying it subliminally, just know I don't care. I'm not subscribed to you. And I'm going to continue to do the damn thing over here. Bottom line. The hate is very real. So let's get it. Because I know who's watching me. Because I listen to congressional debates. And I hear our lecturing in their debates. Am I close with Dane Calloway? Yes, I love him. But I don't need to copy Dane's literature. I do my own style. He has his own style. He does recordings and show slide videos or his own recording, him and his wife. I do my own research. I don't need to copy no one. I will never go to Karimio's channel. I don't need no Central American dude teaching me about my history. I'm not even subscribed to his channel. And I'm not in agreement with what he teaches. So back off. I'm dealing with my federal government's records. That's all I need to deal with. Everything else is irrelevant. I don't care about nobody's college written book. I don't give a damn. That shit don't get me nowhere with the federal government. So you keep reading the college books of people's own personal research. I'm going straight to the source for my information because I wanted to stick. So if the federal government is off, then you contact them and tell them that they're off with their percentages. All right? That's what you do for me. But I'm showing it. Okay, let's get it. So I want to show you why we're in the position we're in and why it's so important to remove yourself. I don't care what people are saying. Oh, they're working together. They're doing this. Okay. So we'll prove them wrong later. Right now, I support what Trump's doing. I do. And if you don't, that's your right to have that mindset. But you're not. I know enough not to ever, ever rock with Democrats in the manner in which I used to. I would, like I said, I would slit your throat if you talked about a Democrat, especially one of my Democratic leaders. I was ready to come for you publicly. I don't do that no more. I learned. I had to wake up. So now it's about who I support and their goals, planning. And I think and believe so far that Donald Trump and Elon Musk are doing a good job. I like the direction they're going in. They're exposing a lot. So what do Democrats do? Hit dogs holler. You're exposing them. So let's and they've been the very ones who screwed up our true history. You're going to bring in people from other parts of the Americas and squish us all in and say you all came from Africa. Oh no, not on my watch, and not on the millennials' watch, which is the generation after me. And then after them, the damn Gen Z done pulled up because they're in their 20s now. And they ain't stupid. They laugh. Everything is laughable to Gen Z. They make even more sense of our history because they're like, this don't sound right. Something's wrong here. So y'all can forget it. You boomers and back about hiding our history from us and blaming it on white people. That shit is over. Gen Z ain't letting you have it. Beware of Gen Z. They ain't going for it. And neither are the millennials. I'm not retiring until I probably get my damn 70. So I got 20-something years to go. By the time I finish correcting and leading the people, the generation that follows me and my daughter, they're going to be sharp because they're going to be the one holding the fort about our history. We don't need no damn Jesse Jacksons. You see what they did to us? We every damn thing but who we are. So let's look at this funny fair use, funny stuff. So let's look at the funny stuff with the Democrats and why I was so glad to get out of the Christian church. Because now I told you I study Buddhism. I'm done with these fools. Let's get it. I'll open up the panel after we look at this funny stuff. But let's get it. Let me get it back a little bit. But I was sharing it. All right, here we go, loves. This is a protest.
A federal building. That actually makes absolutely no sense to me. And we need to keep talking about this because none of this makes any sense. Congressman Robert.
Fair use.
Joy.
You can get into the building. Right. You just have to make an appointment. That's what our hero
thing
said.
Was.
Not
said,
that tough.
Make an appointment.
It's not
That's
that
what
hard.
He said.
Yeah. Just because you're a member of Congress doesn't mean you can show up anywhere, anytime, and demand access to the building. Okay, that's not how we work here. But
so some of y'all that's out there are so goddamn arrogant in our community, and I really don't like dealing with you. The first thing your thought is that these gentlemen on the panel are a bunch of white guys whose ancestors enslaved us. I'm telling you bullshit. And they will tell you that. Because a lot of them, their parents came here in the 1900s, and they'll tell you that. So this is what I mean when I say, get the hell off the white guy's ass about your history. But let's get it.
I guess it's a big deal to the propaganda arm of the Democrat Party.
You tell
you got
Democrat.
your little congressional pin on. You should be able to go wherever you want.
You tell them they can't have something.
Then that's what they want.
You know what? They are the kids that have been raised to get participation trophies.
It's just pathetic.
And never told no.
And I believe Elon was the ultimate breaking point for the left because they came up with a new song, and I think you guys are gonna like it.
Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on?
I'm done.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against George. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon's kept within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Look, it's catchy.
Which side are you on?
Which side are you on? Oh!
Trump's coming for our unions. He wants us all to fail. He wants us to bow to him. But we want him in jail.
Oh! Which side are you on? Everybody! Which side are you on? This is when it be over, I think.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? They say
Wow.
How long is it?
Never ending.
neutrals found. You're
long.
either with the union
Gotta know when to
or
cut
a
the song
scabby
short.
Musk bloodhound.
Oh,
What the hell
which
is
side
happening?
are you on? Which side are you on?
Which
side are you
Is that a Bob Dylan composition?
That's awesome.
Thanks for the
there.
maracas. They came
really,
in
really
handy.
good.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
I know you didn't answer the question.
Which side am I'm on the side of America. America. I'm on America's side. I'm on the Constitution side. They're clearly not.
No doubt.
So good for them. That is just embarrassing.
Yep.
Jeez, are they
Very.
desperate?
They sure are.
Oh,
And what's sad is I'm going to be singing that
I
song
know.
as the day goes
So answer the
on.
question, Pat. Which side?
I did
He did,
answer.
he did,
I'm on the
America.
side of America and
the
the Constitution.
Constitution.
All right, I'm sorry. I was breaking a maraca over here.
Maxine, did you break it? I
No.
just get.
All right. So if you want to check them out, copy, because I like to share. Here's their page if you want to listen. They have a really interesting entire segment, but there's the link if you want to watch those gentlemen. So I want to get to, I thought that was hilarious. They got the damn tambourine and everything going on, talking about some, which side are you on? Okay, Democrats, bad leadership. And they don't like it because it's being exposed. And see, the more the Republicans expose, because I told you, it's been a lot of years that the Republicans didn't have the power they have now. Seriously. I'm thinking since when? Abraham Lincoln times? When the Republicans didn't have any power. Seriously. And I knew personally that the Republicans were going to have to do something in order to keep their power. And the best thing they could have did for us is expose the Democrats in a way that we can go and look and say, well, wait a minute. And that's exactly what Elon Musk is hired to do. let's go down those federal budget line items. Where is the money going? You saying that you're sending this many millions of dollars to Peru to do a transgender opera. See, the trick is send it there and make it seem like you're really sponsoring something, and the money's sent back from Peru back to the culprit so they could put it in their pocket. It's downright dirty, y'all. The stuff that's going on. And you got to see it. You're now allowed, if you have any damn sense, to see how funds are being trickled out in other parts of the Americas. And, oh, you really think it's not going to stay? We're sending you this money, but this is how much you got to send us back. And they get to put it in their pockets. It's low down. Dirty. Dirty. They're not going to tell you that. You have to have the common sense to think that. Trickling funds. So if I send you $1 billion over there in Mexico, you better send, you keep $1 million, but you better send back the rest to me, because if not, I'm coming to kill you. That kind of stuff. Funneling it and around to other countries. This is how much you got to send back to me, because that's how you hide the money. Oh, you sent it there. But okay, this is how we're going to disperse it. You're going to get a piece when it come back. You're going to get a piece. You're going to get a piece. All kinds of shit that you wouldn't think of. And then we're going to get into Miss the Whig Party, Jasmine Crockett, and her little thingy she got going on. She calls herself, and I'm telling you, they watch our shit, responding back to the Republicans. Okay? Because it stung when Trump's press secretary and Elon Musk put out how the Democrats have been spending our money. And this is how she fired back. Still not answering. Like, y'all been doing this shit for years, Democrats. She couldn't even do a good comeback. Here we go. Let's get it. Sorry, Jasmine. I think she's beautiful. I do. But sis, you wrong. Like I said, she's where I was. I mean, I was just like that for the Democrats. She'll be a Republican before she turned 50. Let's get it, cutie pie. Fair use.
I just wanted to note that the previous speaker went over by a minute. We've heard a lot about the fact that Democrats have been talking about Elon Musk. And let me give you a news alert. We're not going to stop talking about him. We're going to keep talking about him until he is out of here. Now, if he wants to be elected or appointed and confirmed to something, then so be it. But as of right now, we have somebody that for whatever reason, I don't know if y'all just trying to play in our face because you think we're stupid, or if you literally just cannot see the difference in a George Soros and a Bill Gates. But let me give you a little bit of the difference. Number one, George Soros nor Bill Gates ever somehow decided to turn off the spigot of money that was going through to various organizations and agencies, to the extent that it had actually been ordered by law that they should have access to it, to the extent that people are dying. There are people that have died as a result of this antic, and there are now farmers that are screaming that they may lose their family farms because we have over $500 million worth of food that is sitting and not going anywhere because of the attempt to shut down U.S. aid. So let me tell you, that is the big difference between the two of them. And let me also tell you that a big difference between Democrats and Republicans is that we don't just say we believe in the Constitution, but we walk it like we talk it. What does that mean? That means that If we believe in the Constitution, we don't just pick out the Second Amendment and say that it is limitless, nor do we pick out the First Amendment and say that it is limitless. The thing about the Constitution is that it has always been a balancing test. There are limits to this. And right now, what we continue to hear from a certain side of the aisle is that there are no limits to this lawlessness. In fact, there are limits.
Okay. Did she just say, okay, I'm done about the Democrats' respect for the damn Constitution? Girl, explain them line items. You can't come back from that, Jasmine. This, what you're saying, is not going to kill the very little. This is just a little piece of what Elon Musk exposed. Girl, but I can't say nothing because my brain set was where yours is. Well, let's go with the wig party.
And I can tell you that one of those limits typically is around hate crimes. You may or may not know that when it comes down to it, if somebody decides that they want to send something hateful in, say, the U.S. mail, they can actually go to prison for that, up to 5 years in prison. So yes, there are always going to be limits. So when we start to talk about Trump and him being pulled down on any platform, this just happened to be after he incited an insurrection. This just happened to be after, in a bipartisan way, this particular chamber decided that they were going to impeach him. So there was something a little different about what he did, because as we know, it led to people actually dying. But let's talk about who's doing the...
Did she bring up the West Side Story January 6th event with Trump? Girl, that's burnt out. All them people is dismissed. She can't even come back. But you got to do your job, because this is what you get paid to do. I would feel like a fool. I'd be burning up inside. She probably is burning up inside, because she can't come back with nothing on Trump in his past to substantiate the shit they've been doing for years and years and years, which Elon is exposing. This is what they want to stop. Let's get it.
The nefarious things with the tech giants. Because I don't think that one side of the aisle is promoting truth, but sometimes it may seem a little treasonous.
Girl, she even got a picture. This is hilarious. She called them Trump Musketeers. And girl, you don't have a good comeback, girlfriend. You really look like a fool. But let's go. Again, you cannot buy Elon Musk. And she's going to show where he's going to be getting paid $300 something. Shit, just because he's rich don't mean he can't get paid for his services. But let's get it, girl. You go ahead on. Just be what? You think he's supposed to work for free like Trump did? Just because he's rich? He's not Donald Trump. He's Elon Musk, and he want to get paid for what he's doing. And I don't blame him. Give a damn if he is a trillionaire. That's why he's a trillionaire, chick. Let's get it.
All right, so we've got this article right here about this guy. Meta says it will end its fact-checking program on social media posts. I'll talk about that a little bit later. Then we have Washington Post says it will not endorse a candidate for president. We also know that actually they absolutely intended to endorse Kamala Harris. We have this one. Google Maps now show Gulf of America instead of Gulf of Mexico for app users in the United States, which is a complete farce because it's the Gulf of Mexico. It always has been. And we know that the AP got kicked out yesterday because they refused to buy into this lie, because that's all y'all really want to promote is lies. That's the big issue that we have. Elon Musk boosted false USA conspiracy theories to shut down global aid. Now, while he was boosting those lies about U.S. aid, and he was stopping money going for, say, things such as Head Start, somehow the only money that didn't stop was the money to him and his organization. Now, I don't know how you can have him be the watchdog as well as the guy that is literally living off of the government. If we want to talk about government welfare, it looks like Elon Musk, because it's my understanding that just on yesterday, a new contract was approved for approximately $300 million for Elon Musk. So listen, I just want y'all to be honest.
Oh, so he's rich. Because he's rich, he can't get paid. He's not supposed to get paid. Oh, he's supposed to do like Trump did and work for free. Oh, it ain't happening, chick. And I don't blame him. Why you mad? Talk about them line items. Why are you not discussing the line items in Congress? The line items. We're not going to skip over that, because I'm going to keep on y'all's ass regarding them line items. Every line item Elon Musk find. I've watched the press secretary and them every day. When new line items come, Sister Betty coming for you.
You want to sit here, you want to lie, because so often we hear, well, yeah, we did lie. In fact, he admitted that he lied when he was in the Oval Office yesterday. But if it's a lie that will get you into office, such as saying, I know nothing about Project 2025, yet on day one, you literally do everything that you can to implement it, including making sure that you put, say, one of the main architects of Project 2025 over the OMB, it's okay, so long as you get the power that you seek. The problem is that the game is going to be on the American people. And when I say the American people, I mean all of us. Unfortunately, I am also stuck in the twilight zone because of the lies that were allowed to be propagated. Just like when...
Girl, them line items for years and years and years under Democratic leadership. Girl, are you serious? So this is an example of being a Democratic and being exposed. Hit dogs holler. Hit dogs holler. And the anger of being exposed, because this is not supposed to happen to Democrats, right? But now our people are waking up to see y'all shit.
When you're talking about vaccines and all this nonsense, right now in my state of Texas, there is an outbreak of measles. And what they are finding is that because there's been so much disinformation about vaccines, that kids are sick right now with measles that they did not have to have if they just trusted doctors and experts instead of randoms online. So I will end by saying this, Mr. Chairman, because I know we believe in Jesus in this chamber.
There it is, y'all.
In John 8:32, it says, the truth shall set you free.
Excuse me. We are not in Pastor Parker's Sunday service. Y'all already done played Tamarese. Which side are you on? Which side are you on? She brought, now, you're not supposed to mix church and state. Did she come up here and recite a verse from the Bible? Girl, she done went to church, hit dogs house, so now they got to go pray to their Jesus to get some kind of redemption.
So maybe we should focus on a little bit of truth in this chamber.
Okay, so you can start.
Gentlemen, yield. Gentlemen,
you can start with those damn line items. That's where the truth can start. That's where it can start, lady. All right, let me get this. Anybody that want to re-listen to that, paste. So let's get it, y'all. So now I'm going to show one more video and show you what happens when you let haters go, when you don't deal with them no more. Straight up haters. Okay. Now, this dude was an ex-Trump aide of some sort. And now, because they let your ass go, you hating. This is hater-ation, hater behavior. Okay? You was down with Trump. And now you hating because he ain't fucking with you no more. Let's get it, y'all. Last video. And then I'll open the panel for conversation. Here we go.
This is a power play, plain and simple. The president wants people to obey. He wants people to use the words he chooses. He wants people to fall in line. And if they don't, they lose their access. They're not allowed to be in the company of the president. Notably, in the last 2 days, when the AP reporters have been blocked, in one case, I'm told physically blocked from entering the Oval Office, the photographer was still allowed in, the AP photographer, right? Because the president still wants his photo taken. He wants the pictures, but not the words. This is a First Amendment violation, and I expect in the next few days, the AP will file suit, and they have a very strong case in court. This is yet another example where the courts will be the recourse for presidential action.
Brian, what are the other media outlets doing?
Right now, they're still showing up, they're still asking questions, but that's right, the Correspondents Association has condemned this and called it unacceptable. I think you're suggesting maybe reporters should, what, skip the briefing?
Should band together, because I
Skip
mean,
the,
listen,
Q&As?
if the bully manages to bully one, he's not going to stop at one.
I don't think this is as emotional as we're making it out to be. You know, take away the hysteria for a moment. First off, Trump doesn't need
Who's
AP
being
to
hysterical?
Both of you. Trump doesn't need, first of all, AP
You
to
obviously
take
don't
his
know what a
photographs.
hysterical Elena Navarro is
I
like.
just believe it comes down to compliance.
That's true,
Trump put
actually.
out an executive order. There was an executive order. He changed.
So notice their behaviors are starting to be like mine because are like ours. Okay. I mean, it's not as drastic and vulgar as our behavior, but they're getting it. They're understanding that you're not going to catch the eyes of the people unless you act a certain way. Okay. They know that rhetoric, harsh rhetoric, attracts audiences. So they got to act to keep them view numbers up. Here we go. So watch little Miss Carlito's behavior. Here we go.
Change the name legally to Gulf of America. They're United States based. I know they're international as well, but right now they're covering U.S. politics. So if he makes an executive order, they should respect that. And if they don't, being there is not a right; it's a privilege.
So I'm just going to add in here, though. This has been called the Gulf of Mexico for 400 years, and every other nation calls it the Gulf of Mexico. So just because Trump claims that we need to, okay, but doesn't this feel like a really weird, like wokeism thing on the right? Like it feels like the right's version of like Latinx or like birthing person. It just feels like a really weird hill to die on.
Nobody, by the way, just to be clear, nobody had to comply with any of that.
Yeah, if the Biden
administration did that, and if they did, I think your heads would be exploding at this table.
Maybe
They should
adopt the Prince method. Just have a little symbol called the Gulf, formerly known as the Gulf of Mexico, which should now be called whatever the hell.
There's a much broader,
the Gulf of whatever the hell he wants.
But there's a much broader danger. Today it's the Gulf of Mexico or the Gulf of America. Tomorrow, what is it? The president says there's only two genders in this world. We all know transgender people. What happens when the AP reports on transgender Americans? What happens when CNN or ABC or the New York Times?
Okay,
are those the next outlets to
I
be
believe
punished?
that there's two genders, and then Biden tells me that there's 73. What I don't comply with that.
Yeah, but
the
Biden
administration isn't barring
banning
Fox News from covering press
Right,
conferences.
he's not going to ban you from
And
coming
Trump
to the
hasn't done
White
that
House
yet.
because
This
you
is
have a
what I
different
mean
belief.
Well, for the last 2 days, though, the AP has been blocked from attending events that it's done for decades.
Executive
No,
order.
I really would rather you not refer to me
To ban AP?
as hysterical for expressing an opinion. I think that's incredibly disrespectful. I don't do it to you.
Why do you think the AP won't just call it the Gulf of America? I mean,
That's
the president does.
Let me
rename
just
things. We rename what's the mountain Denali,
Okay.
Mount McKinley.
Let me
read
read their explanation for why they are not doing it. Essentially, they are saying that the Trump's order only carries authority within the United States. Mexico, as well as other countries and international bodies, do not have to recognize that name change. The Gulf of Mexico has carried that name for 400 years. as was said at the table, and the Associated Press is going to refer to it by its original name while acknowledging that Trump has a new name that he would like to call it. They are an international organization. No one except Trump with a pen has said that it's the Gulf of America. It's a body of water that also has borders with another country. And it's been named that for 400 years.
I know, but we have a lawful process in this country for changing the name of it. The president went through it with the Secretary of the Interior, by the way. I mean, it feels a little
different. Can I just answer your Denali question? The Denali thing is actually different because that's a place that's in the United States proper. It exists in
but we changed the name of it. The point is we change the name of it.
We have the ability to change the name. It's Mount McKinley. It's Mount McKinley.
But we also have the ability to change this body of water. I think, look, this smacks to me of a news organization looking for a way to pick a fight with Donald Trump over something that they don't need to pick a fight over.
Exactly.
B, he is the president, and there is a lawful process that he did follow to do it.
The news
and so
organization
why
did
won't they
not
just
pick a fight
respect
with Donald Trump over this. Donald Trump picked a fight with the news organization.
No, they're not calling it by the name.
No,
That's the
the
fight.
news organization can do whatever they want. If they want to call it the Gulf of South America, they can call it
But
that.
why would I
Donald
respect
Trump
a news
doesn't-
organization that
Yeah,
doesn't deal in reality?
but
You don't
it
have
false
to.
information.
If to not call it what
they
it
can
is.
call it whatever they want because there's free speech in this country. Wouldn't you
Sure.
agree?
Yes, but that, in my opinion, if you're not willing to call something by the proper name based on the laws of the United States, that calls into question your judgment. And are you a news organization,
By the way,
or are you
there
just?
are no laws in play here. It's an executive order, and the body of water is not named by the United States. It's named
Sure it
by
is.
global organizations that name global landmarks.
Would it
That's
be-
not. It's not. There's no
So
law.
you don't respect Donald Trump's executive order or the Secretary of the Interior's process on this either. then?
Donald Trump had an executive order, but the Associated Press is not bound by it.
Scott,
That's
what
the
if
bottom line.
the
Well,
Biden
that's their
administration
choice.
did
I like
this so similarly? What if the Biden administration was barring, say, a Fox News because they weren't going along with an executive order where Biden said you must refer to every single transgender person as they,
Listen,
them, or whatever
I
it was?
think if you
would
want to
you
engage in a-
would you be supportive of that then?
Yeah,
I think that
no,
it gets really dangerous when we start forcing terminology on people. I didn't like it when the left did it with things like Latinx, birthing person,
Okay,
you
these
name
things
it.
are
But-
not in any way,
but-
shape.
Terminology on people. Okay, what about Aboriginals, Indians, coloreds, Negroes, blacks, Afro-Americans? Oh, girl, we done been through it. So I feel your pain, lady.
No, they're
B,
remotely
the Biden
similar.
administration treated the press as poorly as any president has ever treated them, gave them less access, answered no questions, no transparency at any given time. Donald Trump's answered more questions in 3 weeks than Joe Biden answered in 4 years. Elon Musk answered
That's
more
not
than
true. And
Elon.
also, a lot of the answers.
Come
are
on, Brian.
true and not
This
true.
administration is giving the most
It is
access to the press
also-
they could possibly
just to
want.
be clear,
Facts.
it's also changing the subject, and we're not changing the
But
subject.
you're asking about transparency.
No, we
Can
are
the news be covered?
actually
And
we're
yes,
talking
it's being
about
covered.
the First Amendment, freedom of speech.
Is he being
The AP
covered?
will win in
That's what we're
court. Look,
talking
the
about.
AP is going to win in
Okay.
court. If they go to court, the AP will
Oh,
win.
wait a
Just as
minute.
CNN won.
Freedom of speech. Yo, do y'all remember when we couldn't say C-19 and all this stuff over the years? You couldn't say transgender and oh my goodness. What did we go through in the Biden administration? You couldn't say gay or all these names. Then Twitter kicked Trump off of Twitter. People were, oh my goodness. Is she serious about what the hell we went through with the Democrats? Candace Owens channel getting, oh man. Talk about freedom of speech. Girl, bye.
One in 2018 when a press credential was revoked. We're going to see the courts speak out on behalf of the First Amendment here.
Okay, I'm with Scott here that if he changes the name to the Gulf of America, whether they like it or not, them not calling it that, they are based out of the U.S. I get that they're an international organization. It's simply they're not reporting on the truth. So now if you're the president, you can
The truth-
argue they're not
But
reporting
Emily,
the truth.
wouldn't
So
you
why are they
agree that
qualified
the
to be
truth
here?
is also that the rest of the world calls it the Gulf
So
of
technically,
Mexico?
every
Wouldn't
other
you-
country
wouldn't you
could
ag-
change the name of
wouldn't
it
you ag-
too in their own country. Then the journalists should comply with whatever their
Okay,
country
but
wants
Emily,
to call
wouldn't
it.
you agree that the truth is also that every other country in the world calls it the Gulf of Mexico?
That's fine, but Donald Trump put an executive order to
which
change
truth
it.
do you care about? The
I care about the
one-
American truth.
Okay.
So
Okay.
the
So, let's
American
just be
truth
clear
is that
about
Trump
it. You
changed
only
the name.
care about,
So
care about the
US
version of
journalists-
truth that Donald Trump
I believe
says is
This
true.
feels like a really weird
US
hill to die
journalist-
on and something to get quite hysterical over. It feels like it's actually ridiculous.
weird
that
how
this
that-
is a
It's the opposite of a hill.
Why
It's
is
a
it
slippery
dying on
slope.
the hill?
Hang on a second, Brian.
I agree. We have bigger things to focus
I do
on.
want to talk.
See how they're all talking at one time on the panel like we do? They're just not vulgar like we do. But they watching us and they're learning what the people want to see. They like this kind of behavior. Let's get it. A few more minutes left, y'all. Then I'm going to open the panel.
Talk about one very important thing. Speaking of treatment of the media, the FCC is going after media companies.
Yes.
They're going after NPR and PBS. They're going after NBC, Universal, and Comcast over their corporate practices around DEI. What authority do they have to
The
do
FCC has never done this under Republicans or Democrats before. The current FCC chair appointed by Trump wants to be different, wants to do things differently. That's what he's doing. But this all smacks of an attempt to pressure every major media company in the U.S. except for Fox News. In terms of
Which,
license
by the way,
holders,
until
all the others are under pressure
maybe
right
2
now.
or 3 weeks ago, also had DEI practices as part of their
Yes, it did.
corporate governance.
Yes, it did. We
Because
talked
they're
about-
a private corporation.
And it can do what it wants.
Okay. So, here we are. So, I just thought that was an interesting topic to listen to. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to open the panel. I've been on almost 2 hours, which is in great timing. And I think we covered a lot. We learned today that people that look like us are not the culprits of Section 8 and welfare benefits. Okay? We learned that. Hit dogs holler. I see them coming in the chat. Talking about, oh, that ain't true. Well, go look it up. All right? And if you got something, more information that's more updated, bring it. That's all. Bring it to the panel, and that's what it's open for. But I'm telling you, I'm going by what the current government has on file. You got something more current, bring it. So we also learned that not only were people, Indians look like us, reclassified on census sheets, marriage certificate, death certificates, but white people were too. They were reclassified too. French, white, all of them were labeled as white. Okay? So we learned that today. We learned about the Whig Party of the Hoods. We learned about, we definitely started off with how many times we were labeled as a people. Okay? We learned about the new Negro spiritual song, Which Side Are You On? And we learned about, the new Whig Party. Let's get it. We learned about the new Whig Party, the Whig Party of the Hoods. And there it is. So what I'm going to do is open up the panel. I thought it was hilarious. Democrats sing along. It's the new old Negro spiritual with the tambourines. So I'm gonna oh goodness. Let's get it here. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. The panel is definitely open. If I can get the damn link and pin it to the top. You must show your face in the back. Seriously, I'm not letting you on my panel because nobody's going to porn bomb me. Hit dogs holler so they come up here and porn bomb. Let me see. Pin the message to the top. And I wish Metamaterial would stop coming on my comments. And I'm telling you this live. You and I were not having a build together anymore. Dude, stop. Because I'm just going to keep blocking you. I'm not with you, which the Peachtree stuff and the lab stuff and all that. I'm not with you, dude. All right. It was good while you were on, but it started getting crazy. And it's a lot of it I don't believe. Okay. You watched a lot of Chinese movies and all this other stuff and putting it as a story. When you started wanting people to go to a remote area with a damn antenna and all that bullshit, it was time to go. You can't reveal your face. So to me, I can't work with nobody like that. I can't see you. I don't want to work with you. I can't see your face. You can't come on this panel. Okay? If you got to hide your face, you're hiding a lot of shit. So be gone and stop sending your cronies and stop coming in my comments under fake names, man, because it ain't happening no more. Go somewhere else. Go to Caribbean. All right? Go to Central America. All right? So it is what it is. So the panel is now open. Give me a minute and I'll let you on. Okay? The link is in the chat. So I'll wait for you to come up. Hey, Straight Smoke, what's good, brother?
Nothing much. How you doing, Sister Bethy?
I'm good, hon.
Very,
What's
very
going on?
interesting and hilarious
You're
show.
brave. I know. You're brave. You're one of the brave ones. Most people be
I
scared.
got something for you.
Okay, what's good? Run it.
I'm about to, as soon as it'll let me post it here. It's not letting me do it.
Hey, Adrian. Hey, Copper. Y'all can hit the link. It's pinned to the top. Adrian. Hey, David. Oh, he done hit the back, y'all. He done hit himself off the stage. We'll wait for him to come back. He done hit himself off. That's why I hate cell phones and I don't like getting on lives. He hit himself out. Getting on lives with my cell phone. I have to be at my studio equipment. I got to be in my studio. I don't got time to be looking with those little buttons on those cell phones. But and I'm getting hungry, so he better hurry up. I'm getting hungry. Hey, now that's right. Tribe up. You got it. There we go, y'all. He's back. I see you hitting yourself off.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to find this link. I put it in the chat earlier, but it won't let me.
Yeah.
It won't let me put it
King
in the back.
Dundada, you can hit the link. Oh, it won't let you put it in the back.
It won't let me put it in the back.
Is it something that can you put it in the chat?
Yep. I'm about to
All
know.
right. If you put it in the chat, I'll grab it.
Nope, it ain't letting me put it in the chat neither. You know what I'm gonna do? I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. Give me 1 second. Watch this. Let me get this right here.
The panel is open and the link is pinned to the top.
That was outstandingly hilarious watching them people sing.
Oh my goodness.
I almost
like this little lamb.
You had me in the store about to pee on myself.
I know.
I was about to pee on myself. I'm like, no, she didn't put this up there.
And then Jasmine giving the benediction with her little chapters. I thought you couldn't mix church and state.
You're not supposed to, especially on the floor.
Giving her little scriptures. Man, this is what happens.
Come on. Just bear with me because this is something you're going to really enjoy. It just goes right along with what you showed today. Where is that? Come on. This happened today.
After this,
found it.
Add Power's going live in like 30 minutes, so I don't want to be on here that long, I guess. So everybody could go to BAP channel after this. But he's going live after this. If you can't show, girl, you missed it. Jasmine, I played the whole video so bad, Saint. You got to roll it back. She gave a damn verse in the Bible, and before that, earlier in the segment, they had the Democrats out singing the old Negro spirituals.
There we go. Come on.
If you don't pay attention, attention won't pay you either. I guess
should be in the chat.
Oh, okay. I see it. Let me pull it up. All right. It's 6 minutes long. Hold on. And then after we watch this, we could watch they can go
What's
to
up?
Baps live. I got it.
What's up? I'm not going nowhere. Y'all.
Yep. You gotta mute your mic. I'm playing it now.
The committee will come to order. Today, we are going to dive into reckless and wasteful spending of our federal government, particularly when it comes to foreign aid. The United States should not be the sugar daddy for the entire world, especially not for countries and organizations who act contrary to our nation's beliefs. Our country is $36 trillion in debt, yet we continue to send billions of dollars overseas, often funding projects that are not just useless, but in many cases actively harmful. Taking the path to fiscal responsibility is often a lonely journey, but thanks to Elon Musk and Doge, they brought to light the waste that I've been highlighting for over the last decade. Every year I release my Festivus report to expose the ridiculous spending of the federal government, and this past year was no exception. I uncovered over $1 trillion in government waste, with the State Department and USAID being some of the worst offenders. Let me give you just a few examples of what these unelected bureaucrats are spending your hard-earned money on. $4.8 million went to Ukraine's public affairs office in Kiev to fund social media influencers. Instead of protecting our own border, $2.1 million was sent to Paraguay to enhance their border security. USAID also funded a group of Ukrainian women-led designers to travel to the Paris Fashion Show. I don't know about you, but I'd imagine Ukrainian women have more important things to worry about than appearing in the Paris Fashion Show. USAID spent $2 million on transgender surgeries, hormone therapy, and gender-affirming care in Guatemala. $3 million was spent to promote girl-centric climate action in Brazil. And I'd love to picture what a conversation about girl-centered climate action looks like. It's like, hey, Barbie, do you know what girl-centered climate change is? Since when do we believe arguments need to be tailored for girls to understand? How insulting to women at large that they think there are special arguments for girls to understand that are different than boys. $25,000 to fund a transgender opera in Colombia. Was nobody in Colombia willing to buy a ticket? USAID spent $32,000 in Peru to create a comic featuring a trans hero to address social and mental health issues. What does that have to do with diplomacy? $20,000 to fund a DEI program for a drag theater in Ecuador. $20 million was spent to produce a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. USAID spent $6 million to promote a project boosting sustainable tourism in Egypt. I guess the U.S. is now the travel agent for the entire world since they spent $50 million on Tunisia's tourism, even though it's already one of the most visited countries in Africa. USAID gave $87.9 million to help Afghans farm, and incidentally, farm poppy, the plant from which opium is extracted. As of 2021, Afghanistan supplied 90% of the world's heroin. I thought the saying in the U.S. was just say no to drugs. How about we just say no to wasteful foreign aid? $70,000 for a live musical event to promote diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility in Ireland. State Department paid $330,000 to compile a disinformation index to blacklist conservative media outlets. USAID funneled over $54 million to EcoHealth Alliance, funding the very organization linked to the Wuhan Institute of Virology, the likely origin of the COVID-19 pandemic. Disgraceful. $15 million was awarded to Taliban-controlled Afghanistan to distribute oral contraceptives and condoms. There's still a $3 billion fund for Afghan reconstruction that have tried to take that money to pay for other things that the government is spending money on, and yet there's been resistance by the other side to deplete that fund and say, we're done funding things in Afghanistan. This is just the tip of the iceberg. These are taxpayer dollars being used to fund ideologically misguided, ineffective, and unnecessary projects, thanks to the blundering bureaucracy, while our own citizens struggle to put food on the table. This is not what our government was designed to do. The U.S. government is not a charity, and it should not be doling out cash to foreign organizations, some of which actively oppose the United States with no oversight. And we don't have the money to give. We're borrowing the money we send. We need to ask a simple question. Why are we borrowing money to send money overseas? Even if USAID eliminated the crazy left-wing grants for trans operas, it still makes no sense to borrow money to then turn around and send it overseas. Borrowing money to send as charity is like the worker who has no money left after paying for their food, rent, and gas, saying, oh, well, I see this homeless person. I have such great sympathy. I'll go to the bank and I'll borrow $1,000 to give to this person. That's what we are doing. We can't pay for our own, and we are borrowing the money we send overseas. That money could be used to pay down our $36 trillion debt and take care of the American people, the very people who actually pay these taxes in the first place. It's time for a real change. America should not continue to be the world's piggy bank. It's time to end the waste of foreign aid and end the bureaucracy and for once do what's right by the American taxpayer.
Okay, and there you have it. And there you have it. Yeah, he went over the other day when I came live, we went over some of those things, but he added even more. So I tell you, the line items are going to keep going. And the more they keep going, the more they don't have anything on Elon. So Jasmine decides to say, you're paying him 300 million or something. So because he's rich, he can't get paid. I don't blame him.
The HD TV community has been hard at it.
Oh my God.
Hard at it. I mean, look, you spending $5 million to host a party on a taxpayer's dime. Wow.
And this is what Democrats do to us. If Democrats that are in office right now ain't raging about this is shit you rage about. This is shit Jasmine should take her wig and flip it to the other side about.
This is crazy. This is crazy. That was $1 trillion he just read off.
Yeah.
That was $1 trillion he just read off.
That's terrible.
Man, you talk about super mismanagement. And as you said earlier,
wait a minute, don't forget the part they're funding that money out to wherever it's going. And then they only can spend a certain percentage. The rest got to come back. And then they fill their pockets. That's how it goes.
It goes back into their coffers. It goes right back into their coffers, and any other donors that put money into this machine that they built up to actually suck the taxpayers' money to send it to wherever they want to go. That's why when you said it earlier, it brought me back to something I had said about, like, I want to say about 4 or 5 years ago. All you got to do is follow the money. That's it. The money will tell you what they're doing. You know?
Okay.
And that's what it is.
A hot mess. It's
That's
exactly what it is. So
that's
it
crazy.
is what it is. Yes.
But I wanted to jump up. I'm sorry it took me so long. I wanted to jump up and show you
I
that.
know you're just getting off of work. And thank you so much, because I'm getting hungry now anyway. I'm ready to eat. I'm hungry. I've been on for 2.5 hours, and BAP is getting ready to go live. So
okay.
He's getting ready to go live. Let me see, what time is he going live? That was in 30 minutes. So I think he might be going live about right now. So finally, because BAP was in the hospital. That's why he hasn't been live. Yeah, he caught the flu real bad and strep throat. He was really out of it. So I'm glad to see him back. He started coming on the piano over a smoke channel in the morning so he could shut it down for the morning for smoke. So he's getting ready to go live now. But it was great today, you guys. I'm glad I was able to share with you information about us as people, and things you need to keep in your head, the lies that they tell about us, being the #1 welfare recipients. It's just not true. And I pulled up information to show you. So hit dogs holler. And when you visually see these things, it really makes you begin to think. So I hope that I'm giving people content creation to talk about and discuss. Because it's totally new over here. I don't want to hear about no Peachtree dishes and coming out of labs. That ain't me. I'm political. So this is what I've been all my life, and I enjoy these talking points. So
Me as well. And
yeah.
as I find things, I can shoot them to you if you want.
Oh,
It's not a problem.
absolutely. I'm always willing to share and show things. I did show that white people were reclassified too on
I
the
seen that.
census sheet. So they need to know, it's not all about just us. I'm done with going back to the 1200s. I'm done with that. I leave that for other people. I'm worried about today and tomorrow.
Right on. Right
Okay. I can't do it. I can't. But now I go on the Smoke Channel and listen. And I watch that channel at night while I'm falling asleep. It's funny. Some people can't take it because of the continuous threats to people's lives, but I set that aside and just laugh at the funny stuff that he show.
Right
So
on.
Bap is getting ready to go live, so I'm gonna eat dinner and watch him, and then watch Smoke, and then I'll fall asleep. Tomorrow is Friday, and I do gotta work.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
love y'all to the
I'm gonna
moon
go
and
put
back.
these steak fajitas on.
You go, boy. That sounds good. So love y'all, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.